in America, if you ever went and visited Israel, you go to the place of Haredim, you'll see it's very different than the places of religious people here in America, especially the modern Orthodox. When I lived in Boca Raton, I was very surprised to see how much of an open door policy people had. They invite a lot of guests to their house, and that's a nice thing to do. And there's one guy, one tzaddik, his name is Isaac, and he has mamash open door policy. Every week he has tens of people in his house, sleeping in his house, doesn't know them. And he has them in the house, and he has Baruch Hashem bracha in his life. But in Eretz Yisrael, when I went to Eretz Yisrael, I was very surprised. In Har Nof, most people didn't even say hello. So I asked my Rav, Baruch haba, I asked my Rav, how come they don't say hello? You know, I say hello, I'm like American. Like, hi. Hi. Shabbat Shalom. Nothing. Nobody's answering me, like as if I'm like, see-through. Shabbat Shalom. I'm like new little Baal Tshuva, like I'm happy about life all of a sudden. And I'm saying to these religious people, oh, Shabbat Shalom, nothing. They won't even look at me. I'm like, what? They can tell I'm a Baal Tshuva? They can tell I was a murderer last week or something? Like, what's wrong with me? So Afam says, no, it's just not normal here to do that. I said, why not? Because in their mind, they're thinking, who are you? Why are you saying hello? What do you want from them? So why would I want something from them? I'm just saying hello. He says, it's not normal here. Why? He said, there's a lot of crazy people in the world. There's a mitzvah to bring guests into your house. And most people think that when they invite their friends to their house to show off their meal, show off the new kitchen, show off the new ceiling, that's fulfilling the mitzvah of bringing guests to your house. It's a nice thing to do, but it's not a mitzvah. If your friend has food to eat, has a place to be, has a family, he's not alone, it's not a mitzvah to have him in your house. It's a nice thing to do. It's unity, but it's not a mitzvah. Don't think for a second it's a mitzvah from the Torah. What's mitzvah from the Torah? Hosting guests that don't have someplace else to be, hosting guests that have some type of, perhaps he's a widow, a divorcee, a convert, a poor person, someone that's new in the community. Yeah, you invite them, that's a mitzvah. They don't have any place else to go, they're visiting, no problem, that's a mitzvah. But someone that lives next door to you, you're friends with them since high school, you know him for 20 years, and each week you guys take turns of who's going to cook, that's not a mitzvah. It's a nice thing to do, it's a nice gesture, but don't go up to Shemaim expecting olam haba for hosting your guest and feeding him your wife's chulent. It's not a mitzvah. It's a nice thing to do, it's not a mitzvah. Mitzvah is to host strangers, in so many words, or people that don't have anywhere else to go. But Rav Ovadia says that mitzvah of achnasat orchim, you have to be very careful with it and almost don't do it unless you can check and verify who this person is. Don't just let anybody into your house. Why? He says there's a famous maaseh, a famous story of what happened years ago. A certain person came into town that was known, people looked at him, mekubal. Someone mamash looks like he just came from Mount Sinai. Has the tarbush, has the glima, everything. So it's Rabbi, where you come from, faraway city, sure you can come to our house. So he came to this tzaddik's house, and his wife, they didn't have any kids. And they figured they're going to host this guy, this mekubal in the house, bring some bracha to the house. Come to the house, stay as long as you want. So the guy stays in the house for weeks, learning all day, learning. Food once a day. The guy mamash is fasting all day, learning all day. Once a day he's eating. It's like, wow, what a mikudah, what somebody so holy, somebody amazing. Why it's bringing such a blessing to the house. Hashem yirachem alenu from such people. Why? A few months later, the husband comes home. He sees the mekubah left. and the wife is crying. Honey, what happened? She says, I'm sorry. What sorry? What happened? He fooled me. What fooled you? What are you talking about, fooled you? He says, please, I really am sorry. I'm sorry. What? No, tell me what happened. He says, listen, he's been here for 3 months. I never see the guy eat. All he eats in the middle of the night, he gets something. He learns all day. So I thought he's somebody special. And one day you weren't home. You went outside. You left me home with him. And he looked at me and he says, you know who I am, right? I said, I didn't know what to say. He says, I'm Eliyahu Navi. I was shocked. He says, you don't have any kids here. I see it. You're 3 months I'm here. There's no kids. He goes, yeah, we don't. Baruch Hashem. Hashem didn't bless us with kids. He says, yeah, that's why he sent me here. He sent me here because the only way for you to have kids is if you sleep with me. And she says, the moment of weakness, I thought, okay, it's going to present Hashem, give me kids. That's what Hashem wants. I did it. But then he left and I realized I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Isha tzadikat mimah, a simple person, didn't know right and left. She thought this guy looks like a mekubal. The whole thing is an act. The whole thing is an act. The whole thing is a show. 3 months he's preparing. He's cooking this woman. 3 months he's cooking this neighborhood. For what? For one disgusting, filthy sin. And that, Rabbi Ovadia says, because of crazy people like that, you're not allowed to just let anybody into your house. There's no mitzvah there. You're not allowed to endanger your family just having strange people in your house thinking it's a mitzvah. Why? There's too many crazy people today. There's too many crazy people. Somebody sent me a message a month and a half ago. You know, they send messages. Sometimes there's a name on the profile, but sometimes there isn't. This person doesn't have a name on it. He had like the letter N or something like that. Like, and then there's no name. People send questions every day, but this one got my attention. What's the question? He says, is it okay if I just look at pictures of kids naked, but I don't act on it? This is a question a person sends me at 2 o'clock in the morning. I start talking to the guy on the text message. I find out the guy's supposedly religious. Supposedly religious, young. We're not talking about some sick 60-year-old that lost his mind at some point. 20-something-year-old guy. He likes to look at kids. I said, you realize that what you're going to do, eventually you're going to make you a pedophile. You're going to do something about it. He goes, yeah, I know, but I can't help it. So inviting strangers to your house thinking it's a mitzvah, it's not a mitzvah. If you cannot verify who they are, you cannot verify with somebody, this is a person that you know, this is a person that you vouch for, this is a person that has his mind in his head, this is a person that's not some murderer or rapist, something. There's no mitzvah of inviting them into your house. Kadosh Baruch Hu runs the world, let him run the world. So, with that being said, that's why, Rabotai, when some strange person puts you on the spot, tells you, talk to this guy that you don't know, and tell him that you know me, even though you don't know me, that you could actually host me in your house, in the middle of a shiur. What do you think I'm going to answer them? I'm sorry, in the middle of a shiur. Who are you, Bechlal? I'm going to put you in my house with my 4 little babies. Baruch Hashem. 3 little kids and a wife. It's all babies. I'll put you there, put everybody in danger of what? Because you think pressure me? Yeah. Get another cookie, go. People think that just because you have a kippah on, you're obligated to be their servant. Doesn't work that way. Huh? He threw it on the table on his left. The cookie or the kippah? The kippah. Chlech. Chlech is filth. Needs to learn some manners. No kavod for the Torah, no kavod for people in front of them come to shiur Torah. Person like that, you're not allowed to host. Why? Put your family in danger.